Students watching, boys and girls in our classroom, we're ready to begin our cursive writing lesson. As we begin, I have a challenge for our students watching and our boys and girls in this classroom. In just a moment, I'm going to be going over some letters that we already know, but I want to see if you recognize them and can identify them. Now, here's where my challenge is going to be. Sometimes I'll pause and ask just our students watching or just someone in our classroom. But most of the time, I want to see who can answer faster. Is it our students watching or our boys and girls in the classroom? Who do you think, students watching? Okay, I think the students watching think they know, but who do you think is going to be faster? What do you think, Kobe? He thinks we are. That's not what the students watching said. We'll find out though. So students watching, you be ready to answer. Boys and girls in this classroom, I'll call on individuals to answer, and don't answer until I flash it forward. Why don't we just start with this one then, with just our students watching. And check their answer for us. Emery, what's our letter?
S.
Excellent. Now, ready? Let's see who's faster, but I'll call on just one person to answer. Ava, you stand up and be ready for when I flash the card. Students watching, you as well.
B.
Woo, she was fast. Did you beat her, students watching? Let's go to our next person. Aria, be ready.
N.
Ooh, that was fast, students watching. I don't know if you could keep up with us. Savvy, be ready for our next card. Students watching, you too.
O.
Ooh, that was very speedy. Now this next one is just for our students watching. And let's check their answer, Tanner. Well done. Aslan, stand up. Students watching, see if you're faster than Aslan.
R.
Ooh, we're doing great with these students watching. I know that you are too. Emery, your turn against the students watching.
T.
Nice work. Good job. So accurate. Trey, let's see how you do.
L.
Nice work. Students watching, this one is just for you. And check their answer, Hayden.
E.
Good work, Hayden. Benjamin, let's see how you do against our students watching.
I.
Well done, students watching. I know you were fast with that. Titus, your turn.
U.
Nice job. And let's have Victoria answer.
C.
Good job, and good job with our students watching as well. Now this lesson is going to be just a little bit different from the lessons that we have done before. Before, I've shown you a letter and we've gone over it and we've practiced it. Instead, I want us to think about doing something different. I want us to think about our names and how our names look. You know, our names are very important, aren't they? Our names are really an outside part of who we are. But the way we write our names shows who we are on the inside. You know, character, who you are on the inside is important. And we want to have good Christian character. And a way that we can have good Christian character is the way that we write our letters and the way we write our names. We want to write carefully and neatly and take our time. So let's take just a moment, and I have a couple of names on our board. And their names I think our students watching are going to recognize. I know that two people in our class definitely recognize their names. Here's our very first name I'd like us to recognize. Savvy, whose name do you see? Whose name is this, Savvy? Is it your name? It is your name. And Savvy, what do you think about your name? Do you like the way it's written? It is, it looks good. When I wrote Savvy's name on the board, I took my time and I carefully touched each line just the way Savvy will and just a little bit on her paper. Oh, we have another name. What name do you see here, Trey?
Trey.
It is. And do you like the way I wrote your name?
Yes.
Yes, did I touch every line carefully? I did, and that's the way I want you to write your name in just a little bit. Let's take a moment, and I'm going to trace our name, Savvy, on the board. And notice the way I'm going to write Savvy's name. I'm going to take my time, and that's the way we should all write our names. Now, we haven't learned our capital letter S, but we will soon. Capital S starts right at the carpet. I'll slant up to the ceiling. I'll curve until I get to that dotted line. Capital S has a big belly at the front and a nice big point at the back. And then I go right into my letter A. Notice how I'm taking my time to retrace carefully. Every connection is important. We want to have nice, neat, careful connections. Savvy, how am I doing so far?
Good.
All right, because I'm taking what, Savvy?
Time.
That's it. And that's the way our names should look. And I traced Savvy's name on our board. Now, before I come back and trace Trey's name, let's look over here at our special screen. And I have a couple of people who I would like to try writing their names on our board. And how are they going to write their names, Tanner? Quickly or slowly? We want to take our time because our name really shows who we are. Hayden, you come on up and I want you to come trace your name inside of our first box. And Titus, you come on up and trace your name. Let's see if they can carefully touch each line for their names. Let's come back over here and now we're ready to work with Trey's name. Trey, how should I write your name? Quickly or slowly? Slowly, because we always want to take our time when we write. Notice where capital letter T starts. Maybe some of our students watching, your name begins with a capital T. We're starting at the ceiling. We're going to curve down to the dotted line. We'll loop. Letter T has just a little curl in its head. Then we'll go back into the ceiling, slant down to the pink carpet, a nice point up to the dotted line. Notice how I'm not picking up my pencil. I'm keeping everything going smoothly. I want to trace carefully, and that's going to mean I'm able to write carefully as well. Let's do this. I want you to get your pointer finger up in the air. Students watching, you do the same thing. And we know how to spell our names, don't we? Let's take our pointer finger and just carefully write our names in the air. I'll write mine, and you write yours. Take your time. Good. Slowly. Carefully. Kobe, you want to get every letter just right. Good. Students watching, I see you really taking your time. Victoria's name is looking so good. Victoria has a special name. She has a V at the beginning and it doesn't connect. So she gets to pick up her pencil and start with her letter I when her V is done. Good. All right, I saw some really good names being written. Let's come over here and let's see how Hayden and Titus are doing. I'm liking what I'm seeing already. I like that they're taking their time. Wow. Hayden's capital letter H looks so neat and so careful. We'll come on over here to Titus. He's almost finished and he's being so careful as he touches every line. This is a name he writes often because it goes on every paper, but he knows that taking our time is important when we write our name. Good job, Titus. You can put that pen down once you dot your I. Good dot. Cross that T. Every single point is important. Let's see if we can pick that up. There we go. That's got it. A nice cross. And then you can put that down. And look how carefully Titus touched each of those lines. Good, Titus, you can sit down. Nice. Welcome over to Hayden. Hayden is still working. We're going to let her keep working. She's being so careful to touch every single line. I love the way she started, and I know I'm going to like the way she finished it. Now, those are your seats and students watching. Let's tuck into our workspace. We're not quite ready to go to our paper. Instead, I want you to look at your name tag right in front of you. You can see that either I or your on-site teacher wrote your name neatly on this name tag. Now, before we look at your name, I want you to look down at the very bottom. Do you see the Bible verses at the bottom? I'm so glad we get to learn God's Word together. And the Bible should be in every part of our life, whether it's writing or phonics or arithmetic or Bible time. Our Bible verse tells us that a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. Here's what God means. God means keep your actions good. Your name is who you are. Have good actions. That's better than being important or rich. God says good actions are the best thing that we can do. So let's have some good actions. Take your pointer finger and put it on the beginning point of your name on your name tag. And just take a moment and trace your name. So on your name tag, trace your name. Think about its starting point. So on your name tag, Kobe, good, savvy. Nice, Emery's being so careful. Victoria has a longer name, so it's going to take her a little bit more time. Ava has a nice short name. She'll be done quickly, but then she can practice again. Good, Emery. Good work, Trey. Let's see if you can get it started one more time tracing your name. Nice. Well done. Good thinking. Now, let's pause on tracing our name tag, and we're coming over to Hayden. Students watching, you are going to like what you see on our board. You ready? What do you think? Didn't Hayden do a nice job touching those lines and being careful? Did you see the key? The key that Titus showed us too is to take your time. So let's do that. Make sure your paper is slanted the way it should be. Pick up your real pencil. Let's start at the very top and we'll write our names together. So at the very top, the first line, neatly write your name where we always write it. Take your time as you write. Good, Emery. Hayden's got her paper right on that star, just the way it should be. Oh, Trey, that capital T is looking good. Looks like the one I have on the board. Nice, Aria. Let's just work on no bubbles. Why don't we write it one more time? You've got a little more space right there. Oh, Victoria, Victoria. So pretty. I love how these letters are touching. Let me write a V right here and see how big V is. Why don't you try that one more time? That is the best name you've ever written. Nice, Trey. Now, students watching, your on-site teacher has written your name on this paper, just like I have done for those in this classroom. Let's right now trace the name that your teacher wrote carefully. Notice the connections. Don't pick up your pencil unless you're supposed to. Be smooth and neat. Savvy, that capital S looks better than mine. Yes. Oh, let's finish. Mommy is going to love this paper. So neat. Hey, Benjamin, a good name. Is that a good name? Did you take your time when you wrote?
I tried.
Okay, let's be really careful then with little things. They make a difference. See all of those bubbles I'm noticing? And then spacing. I want to know that there's a difference between the letters. We can do it. This is what we're practicing. So pretty. Now, right next to where your teacher wrote your name and you just traced, there should be room to write your name again. Go ahead and do that right next to it. Such neat tracing, Ava. Good, Tanner is still tracing. That's it, slow and steady. Just right next to it. Hey, you're getting better at touching. That Z is the best one I've seen you do. Here's what I want us to do. Let's write one together. Our capital A. Remember, it's not going to have a kind of a pointed top. It's going to have more of an oval shape. There we go. That's it. Hey, we're a good team, aren't we? Finish up your name. Look at it. Now. Oh, so nice. Now trace and then write. Let's go on to house number 2. Write your name neatly at our second house. Kobe, let's try a capital K together. Ready? First thing we want to do is make sure we're right on our star. Get your paperweight. Hold our paper flat. Put your hand right here. Put this hand, there you go. Good. So K kind of starts with a candy cane.
My K has a hole somewhere.
It does. It's got right on the dotted line. And did you see how we made just a little loop on that dotted line? And then notice, remember.
This line stopped here and it can stop on the line.
It does. See right there. It goes right on the dotted line. Go into house number 2. Good, Savvy. Let's write your name again. That name looks fantastic at the end. Good job, Benjamin. Nice. See if you can write your name one more time at house 2, Emery. This letter E is gorgeous. That's a hard one to write. You did it well. Good, Hayden. Good. Just be careful with little things. See some little bubbles. And let's do an N together. Let's get the right slants. Students watching, I want you to continue doing your best work on this paper with your on-site teacher.